Hi everybody, welcome back to this mountainside, oceanside timber frame build here in Shimoda, Japan. I'm John. When I left you last week, we had just set up this basket and rigging system for carrying goods up to the top of the house. The system is untested, but the concept is proven, I believe. So in this video, I'm going to lift large, long, heavy pieces of lumber up the mountain to the top of the house with this rig. And weather permitting, it looks like a really crappy week ahead of us, so I don't know how much we're going to get done because of the weather, but weather permitting, we're going to get all of these 8-meter plates up to the top. The plate is in two pieces, one 4 meters and one 5 meters, and they're joined by a scarf joint. We're going to get all 10 pieces up to the top, and we're going to start assembling the roof structure. So stick with me and let's see how we do this. The Stones are singing "You Can't Always Get What You Want," and I consider that irony. It went up as smooth as silk, baby. Here's the importance of minor adjustments. I tweaked just two things before this lift, and it made a world of difference. One, I raised this end of the cable just about two and a half feet, about 60 or 70 centimeters, not quite a full meter. And that got the cable up just enough to start clearing some of the detritus down there. And the second thing was I hooked the rope to the front of the buggy, the front of the basket, instead of to the pulley where it was before. And what that does is it keeps the front of the basket in line. And I don't know if it also helps to lift the unit. I don't know, but anyway, those two tweaks work. But these 2x6s, these true 2x6s, are long enough to span all of the bents. So I've got to bring up another, I don't know, 6 or 8. Way. So I think we're going to need more. I don't have, I've got scaffolding which helps me get up to height in those corners. I've got nothing really in that corner, so I probably need a couple more over there. So the next sequence of actions after we get the lumber up here, of course, is to do a plate here in this bay between bents 1 and 2. And that's on a short, like a half a meter post. And then we need another one between bents 3 and 4 in the third bay over there, the exact same height. Okay, that takes care of the middle. Then we have to come to bents 2 and 3 here. And this is where the 6x6 posts are. And so we'll stand up, or we'll put the 6x6 posts in with their 2 plates here. And in between those 6x6 posts are 3 tie beams, really heavy tie beams. Yeah, well, this is good. This is helping me understand the sequence of events because it's not written down and I'm not prepared that far in advance. But I can see now that I can do the outer 2 plates. then I have to do the tie beams in between the posts first before I do these second two plates. So I do the tie beams and the posts, stand up the posts and the tie beams, and then bring the plate up and set the plate on top of the standing posts. Right? Okay, good. And then finally, sitting on top of the tie beams are the final three posts. They'll be up about this high, and the final plate. It's all gonna work. And I just had a brainstorm, and it could be a brain fart, we don't know, but hear me out here. Up there, I don't want to have to slide these big, heavy, 4 and 5 meter beams around. If I have a couple of those 4 meter galvanized pipes up there, though, in the correct position, I could roll these things around, I think, quite easily. I'm going to take 2 up there just for now and see what happens when I get one of the beams up there. Okay, I'm going to try and take up the first plate, which I'm calling plate number 1. And I'm going to take up the 5 meter section of it. I'm a little bit hesitant about this because everything we've done so far has been 4 meters. 4.2 meters was the longest plank that we took up there. So a 5 meter one is going to just kind of retest the environment again. So let's see what happens. The first thing that I do is I mark dead center on the post, and I align it with dead center on the basket, except because when the rope is pulling from here, it tends to pull it up a little bit. So I kind of compensate by putting the beam a little bit further this way, about 6 inches off of center. Honestly, folks, I can't imagine a better outcome to weeks or months of fretting. It worked so well. There it is, folks. The very first plate is up. I didn't even break a sweat on that. It was much more intense planning it. Well, let's see what tomorrow brings. Well, we got nothing but poor choices in front of us right now. It's Monday morning. The wind is really strong. We don't expect any rain today, but the wind is really, really strong, and I'm hesitant to be working up top there in this wind. I love the expression my Irish colleagues use, English colleagues sometimes, chuffed. Yesterday I was so chuffed with the progress that we made. It's amazing how 2 little tweaks changed the game. In the morning I got here, I expected the lift system to work. It didn't. The load was getting hung up on everything. And I didn't have another person here, didn't think I could figure it out. I just stopped and I just stared into space, probably for 30 minutes. It was a combination of frustration and inertia. I just couldn't move because the system, the process, just wouldn't work. And then I had just this idea to make 2 tweaks, raising the cable, 60 centimeters, and hooking the pulling hook to the basket instead of higher up to the pulley. And those 2 simple little tweaks changed the game and made this a one-man operation, a successful one-man operation. And for the rest of the day, I was just happily humming along. Well, we finally have a break in the weather. We've got a sunny, cloudy day ahead of us. It could be raining through the sun. It's warm, but best of all, there's no wind. I've got to get some of the beams out from underneath the covered area where it's been leaking and they're a little bit wet, get them out here to dry. I've got to take down the crane because it's got to get out of there so I can move the scaffolding around a little bit more freely. And then we get on the yarder, get the beams up there, and get to working on the roof structure. I think those 2 pieces were the most expensive part of the entire crane. 55,000 yen, which is about, I don't know, $400, $350 US. And then the winches, the 2 winches were about, I think, $250 each. So yeah, one-time use, but money well spent. Couldn't have done it any other way. Oh! Oh! My hammer bit the dust. Oh, shit. Look at that. This was a good old hammer. I think I brought this with me from Canada. Way back. Yeah. Now that the crane is out of the way, I can start, just as the wind is picking up, I can start getting the rest of the plates up top. Come on. Oh, shit. I got it backwards. This end has to be sticking out over the front. Ah, shit. So one of the viewers told me what this system resembled, and he called it a yarder or a lumber yarder. And it's what the lumberjacks use, maybe the modern day lumberjacks use to transport logs from down the hill to up the hill. And so there, my Canadian roots are showing. I didn't know what I was making. I was just trying to make something. And it turns out it must have been inspired by something I've seen on YouTube, probably, in my Canadian youth. Two, three. Okay, I managed to get the 3 tie beams together with their corresponding posts, and I will move the scaffolding around next day. It's going to be 2 or 3 days before I'm back, so next video. But I'll move the scaffolding around, prop up the posts and the tie beams, secure them, and then carry on. It's been a good week, despite 3 days of weather that kept me off of the project. But I got a lot done. All I needed was a few good hours. And we're almost finished with the ceiling structure. As soon as we get this put up and put together, we have to unbundle the rafters and get them up there, and then inspection. So something to look forward to. Thanks for hanging around, everybody. See you soon.